namaskar, adab, sat sri akal, kasakai, kido halai, kem cho. Welcome to Spotlight with Abha, and I'm your host, Abha Jadhav. Friends, since long, it's always teachers community about whom we keep on doing a lot of discussions, a lot of trainings, a lot of workshops. We keep talking about how to improve teachers' competencies so that we can get good students resulting in the fame of a school. But we never talk about the leaders who lead teachers in the school. Yes, I'm talking about the principals who actually run the show but never comes into limelight. With this thought today, I have brought an experienced, talented, innovative, and expert in research development, a truly dedicated, focused, and determined principal into the spotlight. Friends, please help me welcome Dr. Deepti Chaturvedi, Principal, Nurture International School, Bangalore, Karnataka, India. Welcome, Dr. Deepti, into the spotlight.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here in this platform with you.
So, Dr. Deepti, before I deep dive with you into the round of question answers and other detailed discussion, let me give my friends a brief introduction about you. So, Dr. Deepti Chaturvedi has overcome complex business challenges using experience backed judgment, strong work ethics, and irreproachable integrity. She is driven by a visceral, hardwired need to strategize, to innovate, to disprove the words it can't be done, motivate, mentor, and lead talented professionals. She lives the culture and lead by example. She directs cross-functional teams using interactive and motivational leadership that spurs people to willingly give 110% effort and loyalty. She has distinguished record of publication in academic journals all over the country. She has commitment to helping students develop their full potential in their studies, strong philosophy of teaching, and knowledge of many different methods to motivate students to develop their expertise in specific areas, and dedicated partner to various curricular activities and outreach events that help promote learning and support the community. She has exemplary skills in reading, analysis, research, critical thinking, and writing, giving her the optimal tools to make further advances in the field. She is a strong oral communicator and lecturer in the classroom, and effective written communicator to students and other staff members. She has excellent coaching, teaching, and motivational skills when working with individual students and encouraging them to work to their potential. She is friendly and personable, making interaction with students and colleagues pleasant even when discussing ways students should improve. She has solid ability to stay organized and on top of important deadlines when teaching a full load of classes each semester. She uses student-friendly approach with mathematics to have in-depth understanding and reasoning. She appraises with computer skills to use technology in designing and analyzing the subject to understand and deliver better. Political science is the additional subject that is successfully handled by Dr. Deepti Chaturvedi. Wow, this is really astounding and amazing, Dr. Deepti. Really, hats off to you. So let us begin.
It happened.
So let us begin with our conversation. As I told you that today we are going to talk about the principals, school leaders. So let us start with Dr. Deepti. Don't you think the post of principal really needs to be given a serious attention and also a post that needs more grooming?
Exactly. I definitely feel that need. And in fact, I felt that need even when I joined as the principal for the first time. Because generally what happens is 99% I believe as of now is that we just see that the post is taken up by experience. Okay, fine. You were a teacher, then slowly you went as a coordinator, then maybe HOD, then maybe vice principal, and okay, fine, now you deserve to be a principal. So you become a principal. Generally, the things are taken that way. Okay. And when you go to that seat and sit over there, frankly speaking, you also have been a teacher. You must have worked with many principals. Never ever you got this thought in your mind when you were a teacher, what the principal is doing inside, the whole work we are doing, and she is just enjoying the AC on the seat. That is the first thing that a principal, that a teacher is going to have. You are also having that sort of. But when you actually sit on that hot seat, then you understand what being a principal means, that you cannot explain
Absolutely.
till the time
Absolutely.
you experience that. But unfortunately, what happens is that the type of typical challenges that come to the principal only, I'm telling you, is never ever taught to them or told to them how they are supposed to handle it. So most of the times that skill needs to be developed on our own when we take up that seat. I believe that it's good because we have been in a teaching so long, we know academics properly. A part of admin, of course, when you are coordinator or HOD or vice principal, but still the admin that a principal handles is entirely different from any other. The ownership that comes to the principal is the maximum. The biggest thing that I believe is this. So the grooming is definitely needed, and in the grooming, the various dimensions that are there associated with the chair, plus what is needed exactly. See, when we teach, first thing that I teach in my teacher's training is that until unless the child does not know what we expect from the child, he won't be able to deliver. Similarly, until unless the principal does not know what she's supposed to deliver, she cannot deliver. So that grooming part with all expected challenges, and then give her a thought at least that how the everybody will deal in a different way, but what to be dealt, to be told. That grooming, of course, I need that our principals, I feel that our principals definitely need.
Absolutely, I truly agree that as the when the academic year starts and we take a meeting of teachers and we tell them that what is to be done in the whole year and what is expected from them this year, the same way a principal should also be made consider about all the expectations from management side or from student side or parent side, from all the various aspects a principal is handling.
I,
So
I
which
share I share one thing here. Earlier, I was in a conference with the Finland community. Finland educational community is very matured sort of community, and they are having a very structured sort of systems. We were having again a session like this only, and the person over there was sharing there. You know that the challenges are faced are almost same across the globe, and pandemic has made them more similar sort of. This has happened. So when we were discussing, we were feeling, okay, we are also facing in Bangalore or in Delhi or in Finland or in South Africa. It was something like that sort of voice coming out. So it is not very difficult to enlist what to be told or what to be taught. The only thing is that the structure is needed for that grooming. That is what I felt.
So, which important points, according to you, a school principal as a fresher should keep in mind so that he or she can do proper justice with the role he or she has taken up?
I'll share one personal experience with you here. That is very, actually, I'll never forget that sentence. When I was for the first time going to join as the principal, and fortunately or unfortunately, my principal of that time was a tough taskmaster. But other than being, I like to work with tough taskmaster because they actually groom you like anything. They shape you like the best one. So it's okay. But other than that, also you can understand that she was not very good in terms of interpersonal and all that. So one of my colleague, when on my farewell day, she told me, Deepti ma'am, you know everything what a principal is supposed to do, right? But you need to learn from our current principle that what a principal is not supposed to do. That was a very deep sentence, actually.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? This is something which I took from the very first day. Okay. As soon as a fresher is going to take up the chair, first of all, you should be very clear about more than teaching initially. What is more needed for a principal is how to maintain the relationship with your team. Ultimately, now when you, and one of my mentor that day told me, Deepti, principalship is not about doing the job. Principal is about getting the job done. There is a whole lot of difference between these two things. So now, till now, you were a very good employee. You were doing everything fantastically. Now you have to get done everything fantastically without doing it. So the fresher should know that now you are not supposed to do. You are supposed to delegate the work in a way that correct person is getting the correct job and the job is being done within time frame. So this is the first thing. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I can relate it with the theory of Plato. Plato's justice was this only. In MA, we used to study this thing, that the person whose skills we know. So the job allocated to a person must be according to the skill of the person. That is what a principal is supposed to understand, first of all. But you cannot do it on very first day. So building that rapport with your team is the very first thing what I took in my mind. You cannot be over friendly. At the same time, you cannot be rude all the time. But you have to balance somewhere in between. Your eyes should speak more than your words. If you want punctuality, be punctual on yourself. Rather than giving them a task like this, okay, do this, tell them the structure, what you want to be done. The structure is very important for anything that is to be done. If you tell them the task, they will do it the way they have learned it till now before you join. So if you are okay with that, you take your time to understand the system first of all. Keep quiet and study. Observe. Move around. Talk to them individually, talk to them in groups. The department's heads, how they were handling, what examination procedure they were following. So gather all the information first of all. Make your own sheets, your own structures. Do not be in a hurry of changing everything within 2 days or 3 days. That you can never do. Established system and you are entering into that. Even if you have a wonderful ideas with you, don't try to jump into that. It won't work. They won't accept it. And then the resistance you are going to face over there. Of course, any principle, good or bad, you will face resistances. But if you want to reduce, then of course, go slow. First understand, then bring the loopholes in public, then try to make the changes over there. Rather than saying that you all were doing rubbish, I'll tell you how to get it done. This is something that we should never go with it. Let them, and one sentence of my previous principal, I always remember that anything should be process oriented. It should not be person oriented. So don't make them feel that as a person, I'm going to make all the changes in the system. I used to give them a feel that, okay, we are developing a culture. And even if I'm not here with the school next year, the culture should not go with me. It should continue. That is what I feel as a principal. First of all, our first impression that we are going to give is this. Another thing as a principal, I always say, you should be very transparent. I am a very transparent sort of person. I cannot hide my emotions, even if I am angry, even if I am happy. I share in my ways. And that is giving me a very positive response with my teachers, with my team. That they know if I am angry, there must be a genuine reason. So they listen to me patiently. And next moment when I smile, they feel good about it. Okay, ma'am, that was wrong. We are sorry. We will do it this way. This is what repo is needed. Another thing is try to build small leadership areas in your system. Rather than I am the leader. You are a leader. You are not a boss. That difference matters. So what I try to do is when I joined first time, first of all, I am not that patient listener, but I gathered a lot of things. I decided which zones I want to work in accordingly. Then I started giving responsibilities to people. I shuffled accordingly my experience, because after that you learn, okay, this person is not perfect, change it. Now after 1 year, I found that okay, now we know who is the person good for which area. The leadership was actually generated in that 1 year. Now we were having an examination in charge who is fully clear about formative assessments. We were having a team who was okay with CBSE uploads and everything. We were having a CCA in charge who knows that how special assessment. So the areas to be defined, try to work out on the structures. Give them everything in a structured way, what you want them to deliver, rather than giving them incomplete inputs. Then expect for the outputs. Even if mistakes are happening, initially be patient to explain them, to get it done. So that is a patient working of 6 months is needed from a fresher side to understand what is happening and how the things to be done. Then start afresh if you feel certain changes to be brought slowly and slowly. Work on the stakeholder side to build the confidence in them, because teachers are older there. Parents have more confidence on them rather than you. So if you want to gain that confidence, try to get in touch with the students. I used to have minimum 5 to 6 rounds minimum of the whole school, and especially during recess, dispersal and morning arrival of students, and talking to them. In assembly, we had a discussion about Russia and Ukraine. I only did that, and students came forward. You will be surprised that grade 4 or 5 students came forward talking about Russia and Ukraine, and they told us why it is happening. The point is not the knowledge that point of time. The point is building the connect, building the culture. So try to make them feel your presence. First of all, once they start understanding your personality, then of course, admin, academic things will fall in place. That is what I believe is the first requirement for a fresher.
So what kind of like this is we talked about the culture and the relationship and the connect to be built at the different levels. Now apart from that, a school principal has to look after the administrative thing also. So what kind of administrative traits a school principal must have?
First of all, as of now, since we are in the month of March, the first thing that comes in every principal's mind is the admissions. So, like administrative traits, in a way, I feel like first of all, get into the nerves of. I joined a school for the first time. It was more where the systems were not very well defined. The school was a little bit new that time. Then I'll not comment on other things, but few systems were not very well defined. And I came from a school where the systems were fantastically designed. So that was my plus point, right? So when I started working with the admissions department, I felt like, okay, the inquiries were coming, we were taking in the things, but no follow-ups were there. Because the front office was never told about do the follow-ups and all. So again, understand their system. Then I took a meeting, I restructured the team. So when I'm talking about the administrative trait, it is like, first of all, you should be able to define the need of that particular department without mixing it with other departments. In general, when you look towards a school, or when you think of a school, it looks like kya hai school mein, kuch bhi to nahi hai. You just have to come in, take the classes, go out, result ho jayega, fees ho jayegi, work done. But even you know that this is not the thing that happens. So if this is admission department, it is entirely different from your transport department. The transport department is entirely different from your fee department. There are various things. As a principal, you need to know how these things are interrelated with each other, how this loop works. That is the first thing that as a principal you must understand. You cannot give an excuse after sitting on chair, I was not knowing it earlier. Not possible. Do your homework well. So the first trait is you should, generally I'm a person who used to write a lot. So I do random writing, and random writing is always the best thing I feel. So the bubbles of various departments, the connections between them, the flow of fees, the SOPs. SOPs are something, like I say, the blood vessels of any school. SOPs are something that give you the exact connect of the thing. So this is the admission department SOP, then how it connects with accounts, how it connects with transport, these all things. The first thing is this, what a principal is supposed to look into that. Another thing is the manpower distribution. I know what to be done, but I should be able to judge how many people with what skills I need for that particular thing to be done. I cannot expect my front office to do the routing of transport department. They won't be able to. At the same time, my accounts department won't be able to handle the admissions. So if I am looking for a person for routing, I need to go to somebody like a driver and an experienced person who knows the area well. So the second rate is to find a correct person for the correct job that you are looking for. And that you can do only when you know what you want from that person. So you need to define the outcome, then think for the skilled person, give some needed training, and then put him on job. That is what I follow. Every year in the beginning, I shuffle my team, I do the appointments, and then accordingly, I give them the task this way. Third and very important thing for a principal is to know very well about what CBSE, if you are in a CBSE school, I belong to CBSE, so I can talk about that, what is needed from your side. So you should be in habit of reading a lot. You should be in habit of discussion and taking the points to you as much as you can. Then CBSE like bylaws, please do it by heart once at least before sitting on that chair. So the thing is that you have to be very easy with those manuals that CBSE is giving to us. Many handouts, many experience trainings, these all things are there with us. So you need to get into all that before you set up your things. So that is the homework for a fresher, of course. Our principals somewhere, I feel at times they lag behind on this. We don't read that much, and then we start searching for information here and there, and then of course things topple. So correct manpower distribution, correct training, deciding for the correct trainings for our people, well designed structured departments, SOPs is something that a principal has to look into.
This was really insightful, Dr. Deepti. Now, in a school, we are not only having a team under us, we have some people above us also. So, a school
Yes.
principal is a connecting link between staff and the top management. So, how can a principal maintain a healthy balance between the two?
One thing is that first of all, a principal should always remember the language and the references they are using with teachers when they are talking in terms of management. Please do not use management as like mother say na raat ko papa aayenge to shikayat karenge. I will put it in front of management. This should not go this way. This will give image to the teachers that you are not the authority in the school. In the school, you are the authority. Management is something that you need to report, but they have nothing to do with the teachers directly. That has to be maintained very clearly. Otherwise, you will lose your grip on your teachers. That is number one. The same thing goes to management side. When you are talking to the management as the principal of the school, please do not use the words like, I said, but the teacher did not do that. That means you are not okay with your team. You are not able to take work from your team. In the same way, when a teacher comes to you saying that, मैम दिया था बच्चों ने नहीं किया बच्चे नहीं सुन रहे हैं बच्चे नहीं तो that is something that comes in your mind is that the teacher is not able to handle the class. The management again will again get this impression that the principal is not able to handle the team. So references of management to the teachers and references of teachers to the management not to be done. You are the owner of the teacher work as well as you have the ownership of the school in front of the management. So third person don't use. Take that ownership first of all. Second thing is there are management, we all deal with different sort of managements. None of the management is same. Every school management is going to be a little bit different. Some are very creepy, maybe because of finance and all. I am fortunate enough and present that I am getting a management where I get responses very fast. But again, Abha, everything depends upon the communication, I believe. Okay. And we all are mature enough when we take the seat of principal to understand the person sitting in front of us, what type of communication the person desires. Okay. Some management people are like that where they want regular reporting. And some are like they are not bothered about reporting. They are only bothered about budget. It depends what type of management you are dealing with. So make your I believe and I follow this always that monthly report I prepare. If you don't want to take it, don't take. I'll keep it with me. When you ask, I'll give you the whole. So at least I am clear from my side how the things are happening. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing is that I try to follow that there is like in every 3 months, my coordinators, and myself, we meet with our management. And before that, my all teachers with me and the coordinators. And then that brief report, my coordinators give to management, not me. I'll be sitting on management side that time. My coordinators will present that 3 or 6 months report in front of the management. Now we are serving two purposes over here. One is whatever facilities and other issues that we are facing, where we need a bigger budget from management side, it is going from the concerned coordinator side. It will not always come like only principal keeps on asking for budget. The coordinator is talking about the practical thing, and the management will feel, okay, things are happening in a proper hierarchical way. The coordinators will feel, okay, we got a chance to present our things in front of the management. So next time they will work better with the team. Your job is done. One-to-one. But in that case, management feels that the school is proper way, coordinators are getting their due, whatever they want. So the things happen. This is one thing. Another thing is I keep my reporting very clear. I keep a clear eye on budget thing. Whenever I just sanction something and I pass it forward to the management, I myself check physically. There should not be even 10 rupees, something where they feel like I'm going extra, or it can be managed, something that way. That trust I have built from the beginning to them. And one clear word, of course, I am that type of person and I feel it has to be done this way. I requested very humbly in day one only that please do not entertain any parent request directly. Let it come through me only. Once the parents will start crossing that line, it will become very difficult for us to handle the school. So that I made very clear from day one that please ask them to come back to me. Of course, everything will get back to you, but let it go through me. So the teachers and the stakeholders must be very clear that in a school, the authority is the principal. From my side, everything will get back to you. You want on weekend, you want on end of the month, whenever you say, end of the day, you tell me, I'll give you. But don't let this come from your side. And they agreed, always. So that makes my work very easy that ways. So I try to have a proper communication with the management. I do not over-report for every small thing. I don't reach out to them. But I keep my things and my documents ready in my mail. As soon as they ask for anything, immediately you will get it. Plus, my management has been very supportive till now because I am very clear in terms of communication. This is I want, this is what I will do, this is what I will not do. That also I make very clear. Don't expect me to come to trust office every weekend or month. Not possible. Not possible for us. And my management is very understanding that ways. So I believe as a principal, I always say, parent, principal, management, we all are in one team. Generally, parent become one team, principal comes here and management becomes another team. And then we all are playing from one side only. So let's be in same platform. So I always try to maintain that. A minimum connection between the coordinators and management, I let it be like that only, so that everybody is in the system in their due places only. And unnecessary interfere, because I have seen one example I have of my one of my schools. I was not the principal there, but I have seen that management tried there to connect with the coordinators and the vice principal directly, not keeping principal in loop, just to get the insight of the school. And then obviously it is a habit. Then out of 4 coordinators, 1 or 2 will talk against the principal. And then that goes against the principal, and unnecessary that politics and everything comes in. So I used to say, I'm giving full chance, sit in front of management and say, whatever you can, I'm ready to move out. No issues, but talk in front. So once you start working in such environment, Abha, things become very easy for you. Things become very easy for you. So that is how
I be really, very much helping to the principals to get a clarity how they can handle that balance.
I feel like what happens is now, as soon as we take our first step to principal office, we go inside with a lot of confusions. First of all, it happens, and we are skeptical about, okay, how teachers are going to react if I say that, how management will do if I'll give this budget, should I say that to management, should I say that to teachers? This confusion was there with me also. And I used to talk to my mentor that time, fortunate enough to get those answers. My mother is from teaching background and she retired as the principal of a college. So I used to get a lot of inputs from her also. So that made my work a little bit easy. And otherwise, my own way of working or talking at home, in my college life, in a school life, in teaching, is like that only. Keep your communication very clear and professional. Don't say yes to something that you can't do. Don't say no till the time you feel like even 1% chance is there to get the work done. Take decisions from your own. If I'm taking a decision, I'll take the ownership of that decision. Then I will not look here and there for anybody's head to put it on to them. If I'm doing it as a team leader, I do it. And may not be relevant to this answer, but I suggest to every principal, shelter, give proper support to your teachers in front of the parents. I never put my teachers in direct conversation with parents other than PTMs. Even if a parent is coming shouting for something, that happened during online things, when parent is also sitting in class. They may or they may not like something what the teacher did, especially in social science classes, about any political party. That is a chapter. The teacher is teaching. The parent did not like something. It became an issue. The parent came in. They went till management also. I said, no, I am sitting over here, talk to me. Neither the management I will allow them to interrupt. I said the same thing, nor I'll allow my teacher to answer you. You talk to me, I will take answer and I'll get back to you. I will not allow you. Give that much support to your teachers and give that much separation to your management. Sir, I'll handle it. That's it. So that is something that a fresher should always do. Otherwise, if that starts mixing now, I have seen principals saying that I was not in classroom, you go and answer the parent. The teacher will answer the parent, but she will never trust you back. Similarly to the management, we can say, I am the new principal. How should I know what the teacher was doing? You please handle the parent. I've seen. No, once you are the principal, you are the principal. Nothing like new or old. Now what is happening in the premises is your job. Sir, I will handle it. You please relax. I said, I did the same thing. My management that time, sir used to get panic very soon. Deepti mama, I have heard that this, and say, you relax. We will handle it. And we handled it. So communication is the best thing, that you should always be clear about what to say, what not to say, to whom. That will definitely help you out.
But sometimes a principal is more enthusiastic and innovative in his or her approach, but doesn't get much support from the management. In such situation, how can a principal perform better?
I don't believe, I'm sorry, I'm denying your sentence over here. If you are really enthusiastic and innovative, then be innovative enough to impress your management. That is what I said in the beginning. Try to read the body language of the management. Try to understand the priority of the management and turn around your things that way. Na? See, my one of my management was very much like disturbed when I joined before that, because the fee collection issues. Whatever may be the issues, the previous principal who left before me, she gave a lot of leverage to the parents. And a lot of commitments were made without any written documentation. Now, when we were asking about collection of fee things, the parents were coming. She said this way. She said she will give this concession. She did this. Thousands of things were coming up. And I don't know how the management handled all that. This was told to me after my interview things and all. After that, I joined. Okay. So that time, if I'll start talking about, sir, I want this lab, sir, I want to do this in academics, management won't listen, because the priority of the management is to get the fee system in order. So if I want to be innovative, then my innovation I'll connect with the fee collection. Management was willing to increase the fee. Okay, every school does that. But parents were not ready to pay. So how to get that bridge? So I said, okay, fine, sir. We will announce few student enrichment programs. We will do this, we will do this. Then justifyingly, we will do our fee breakups. Then we will do our parent orientations. We will put forward these things and the cost incurring in that. And then we will convince in a way so that even our innovative programs are connected with fee collection also. And that worked actually. When we talk to parents in small groups now, and one thing, divide and rule was not only for Britishers, it works at many places. I am telling you, parent lobbies were there, right? In every school it happens. There are few influential parents. I don't want my parents to see this interview, frankly speaking. So there are, okay. So rather than just targeting to the whole group altogether, be strategic. Gather the information about the parents from the teachers, first of all. From there, pick and choose. Have group discussions with them, convince them, and they will take your word forward. So, sir, we are going to start with this. I felt that you are being a very good person, very good parent community connected with us. So we wanted to give them that ego satisfaction, ego boosting thing. They will take the word forward. So my innovative work was also incorporated, and fee collection became better because I took that thing for that direction. So if you want your management to understand you and take up your things further, first of all, understand what they want from you. Some schools will have very poor academic situation. That time, if you directly start talking about admissions or playground or something, they won't listen to you. The first question they will come back to you, in such a pathetic academic situation, please let us know how you are going to improve the academics. So your innovations, your thought process should comprehend the outcome of what management is looking for. So just a little bit twist to your thought according to what ultimately they are, the management. We have to go according to them. So yes, you may have your eye, and once you be patient for 1 year at the most, or 6 months maybe, if you are good enough, they'll start listening to you. When you get married, what happens? Initially 6 months, you feel like how to take decisions, how to talk to mother-in-law, how to say this to father-in-law. After 6 months, you understand what they want to look for. Then you talk to them in their language. It's simple.
Great idea. So, Dr. Deepti, while I was going through your profile, I came to know that you are into administration of research development too. So, kindly elaborate your role into this field.
When we work with the research department of universities, the KRA is something different from school side actually. And let me add that I am working with Rajya Sabha also under the fellowship program. So the research thing, actually my thesis is on Rajya Sabha. And I did my political science MA just to get into research. That was something which I wanted. From class 3rd or 4th, when I saw the parliamentary building for the first time, that building actually used to attract me towards itself. So it was something like I have been to Parliament House inside for a presentation in Rajya Sabha. And that is why that is something still I'm getting goosebumps if I'm thinking of touching of those pillars. So why I am saying that turn around, this was my passion, something that I wanted to get into that. So when I was working with the research department, basically, initially I was working as a research intern. So we were being given data, we were being given tasks, and we have to analyze the data, and accordingly we have to come out with the desired results. Now we are having a lot of tools and spreadsheet that your SPSS and data analytical online tools and all. So things are not so difficult. But one thing which is needed in the research department is your approach towards looking the data, that analytical approach, that categorizing the things on a proper criteria. That actually gave me that advantage of working in admin in school also. I'm telling you this thing. Because you look to a paragraph when you read it in a simple way. But when you read to the same comprehension for a research purpose, then you start looking for facts in that. You start looking for reasoning in that, and you start looking for, can we have some sort of criteria on the basis of which I can further enhance this particular process or something like that. So for example, if I have been given the data of parliamentary debates of 6 years, and from the study of that data, I have to find out the contribution of women members of parliament in those 5 years, a simple criteria. Now, if you again filter it, not funnel it basically, the women parliament MPs can belong to any of the state. So one more filter is added, that which state is giving you more members of parliament in terms of gender, that women. Okay, agreed. Now, one more filter can be added about the educational qualification of those women. Caste or religion could be a part. Particular religion is not getting representation in terms of women parliamentary. So that comes as one thing. So the funneling becomes easy when you work in the research. Okay, you will get a broad concept. Like my thesis topic was when I started with role of parliament in political system of India. Very broad. Now come to Rajya Sabha. Now in Rajya Sabha come to regional parties. Now in regional parties you come to 2006 to 2010. That funneling. So research taught me that funneling. First of all, when we work with the research department, that funneling is very important. What you want as the outcome. So this is one thing. Another thing that is different over there is that your documentation, it should be very concrete. It should be very factful. Fabricated sentences are not needed over there. What is needed is the highlighted data and what you are reading between the lines when you are reading that data. So that correlation between the data you can see. So I am talking about Rajya Sabha of India, at the same time the second house of Brazil. If I am getting the data of same time period, can I draw a comparison between the two? Can I have some common traits from there? That sort of things what research taught me. So when I was working with the research team of that university, I was initially as an intern, then later on I trained the interns of working in this way, how this could be done. And research is something which is actually now, even CBSE is also saying, NEP is also saying this thing, that research based is. Now I am trying to build up this thing in our grade 9 and 10 students. That research based project when we talk about. So now I can easily use those learnings over here. And it is actually working. I gave them a project on public health services in India. I said India. They funneled it down to Bangalore, and in Bangalore also a particular area, Kolanpur or something, some areas they are taking up. And then they are doing a comparative study of private and public health services in that particular area. Number of beds, number of medical staff, the patients, and all that they are doing it. So yes, it gives you a sort of sharpening, of course, and a logical bending to your mind. So that experience helped me when I am working with the students here.
Really, this is so much of learning into this, and you have also given an idea also to other leaders that how they can inculcate now this thing into the upcoming national education policy. So Dr. Deepti, we have come to the end of the program. Now, what will be your one last message for the principals community?
Actually, to get one message that yes, but I would say that work on your instincts first of all. Do not try to follow to anybody you have gone across. Just take the learning from them. Try to build your personality as a principal. It is very important. I'm telling you one thing. Your teachers, your students, your parents look at you with a very different perspective. The principal of a school is something, the face of the school. So try to build your personality according to the culture you want to float in the school. Okay, that much balance in your personality of your tone, your body language. It has to be very, very positive, very open for communication. Open door policy, kindly have it. Don't feel that if you keep your doors closed, if you keep your body language rigid, you will draw a very good impression to your staff or to parents. No, it doesn't work. Be very connective, very communicative. Try to listen to everybody, every word that comes to you. Try to have an eye on everything. Don't speak on everything. Now we have WhatsApp groups. Every WhatsApp group I scroll, I read, I comment hardly in 10 or 5 in a day. I don't comment, I don't answer until unless I feel my intervention is needed over there. Let them take their own decisions. If they are doing right, just a thumbs up is enough from your side. Do not interfere until unless your interference is needed. This will help you in the team building. This will help you in getting small leaders in your system who will handle the system, and you can rest easily in that case, but be very communicative, positive, and open for discussions. That is what my suggestion as a principal.
So thank you very much, Dr. Deepti. You actually here I want to just say that friends, Dr. Deepti has a vast experience in various fields of education. This episode is just a glimpse of her expertise. We will soon meet Dr. Deepti again in one more episode of Spotlight with Abha, where we will explore and enhance our knowledge about how teachers and students can improve their performances. So, I'm really grateful, Dr. Deepti, for your valuable time and inspiring insights that you shared today on this show.
Pleasure is all mine.
Soon we will meet again in another episode. So, friends, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay aligned for watching some more insightful episodes of Spotlight with Abha. Till then, do take very good care of yourself, your family members. Bye bye, namaskar, and Jai Hind.